Sometimes kindness shows up in the most unexpected moments, dressed like a hard choice you never planned to make. Sometimes it asks you to open your heart when your own life already feels full of weight. This is one of those stories. A story that begins with a single father, a dusty roadside stand, and two little girls whose eyes carried a secret that would change everything. Stay with me, because what he learned after that moment didn't just shock him, it reshaped his understanding of love, family, and what kindness can truly do. Before we begin, take a second to support the channel. If stories like this move you, please subscribe, tap the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories to life here on your channel name. Now let me tell you the story. David Miller never thought of himself as a hero. He was just a regular guy from Ohio, doing his best to raise his 8-year-old son Noah after his wife passed away 3 years earlier. David worked long shifts as a delivery driver, packed lunches before sunrise, and read bedtime stories even when his eyes burned with exhaustion. Life wasn't easy, but it was honest. One Saturday afternoon, David took a longer route home to avoid highway construction. The road cut through a poorer part of town, where old houses leaned like tired shoulders and small pop-up stands sold things people were desperate to part with. That's when he saw them. Two identical little girls sat on a wooden crate near the edge of the road. They looked about 6 years old, wearing thin dresses that didn't quite fit. Their hair was neatly braided, but their faces were pale, and their eyes followed every passing car with quiet fear. Standing behind them was a woman with sharp eyes and a hard mouth. A cardboard sign leaned against the crate. David slowed down, thinking he misread it. Then his chest tightened. The sign said, "Two girls, need money, serious buyers only." David pulled over, his heart pounding. This couldn't be real. People didn't sell children like this. Not here. Not now. The woman stepped forward when he got out of the car. She explained quickly, without emotion, that the girls weren't her own. She was their stepmother. Their father had died, she said, and she couldn't afford to keep them. She needed money to survive. She spoke as if she were selling furniture, not human lives. The girls stayed silent, holding hands so tightly their knuckles were white. David felt sick. He wanted to call the police. He wanted to shout. But when he looked at the twins, he saw something else. He saw fear mixed with hope, as if they were waiting for someone kind enough to stop. After a long, shaking conversation, David realized the woman wasn't bluffing. She was ready to abandon them to anyone with cash. The system had already failed these girls. Walking away felt impossible. David didn't have much savings. What he did have was a deep sense that leaving them there would haunt him forever. After careful thought, he agreed to give the woman money, not as a purchase, but as a way to get the girls somewhere safe. He called a family lawyer friend on the spot and made sure the next steps would be legal. When the woman took the money and walked away without even looking back, one of the twins whispered, "Are we safe now?" David swallowed hard and nodded. "Yes, you're safe." He brought them home that evening. Noah stared at the twins in shock as they stood awkwardly in the doorway. David knelt down and explained, as gently as he could, that the girls needed help. Noah didn't say much, but he smiled and offered them his favorite toy truck. The twins' names were Lily and Rose. The first few weeks were difficult. Lily barely spoke. Rose cried at night. They flinched at raised voices and ate like they feared the food would disappear. David realized these girls had lived with neglect and emotional cruelty far longer than anyone should. Still, kindness has a quiet way of working. David kept routines, warm meals, clean clothes, gentle words. He never forced hugs, but he was always there. One night, as David tucked them in, Rose finally asked, "Are you going to sell us too?" That question broke him. He sat on the edge of the bed and promised, with tears in his eyes, that no one would ever sell them again. That night, David cried alone in the kitchen, understanding for the first time the depth of their trauma. Months passed. With help from social services, the girls entered therapy. David officially became their foster guardian. The house slowly filled with laughter again. Lily began drawing pictures. Rose started singing while she helped Noah with homework. But the real shock came one rainy afternoon. David was cleaning the attic when he found a small backpack the girls had brought with them that first day. Inside was a folded piece of paper. It was a letter, written in shaky handwriting. The letter was from their biological mother. She wrote about being sick, about knowing she was dying, and about begging her husband to protect their daughters. She wrote that if anything ever happened to him, she feared the stepmother would not show kindness. At the end, she wrote one heartbreaking line. "If you are reading this, please love my girls. They deserve a good life." David sat on the attic floor and wept. The girls had been loved once, deeply, and they had been lost in a world that didn't protect them. That night, David read the letter to Lily and Rose. They cried together, but it was different this time. It wasn't fear, it was release. For the first time, the girls talked about their mother, about memories they thought they weren't allowed to keep. From that moment on, something shifted. The twins began to heal faster. They started calling David Dad without even realizing it. Noah started calling them his sisters at school. The house felt whole in a way David never expected. A year later, David officially adopted Lily and Rose. At the adoption hearing, the judge looked at David and said, "You didn't just change their lives, you changed the course of a family." David didn't feel brave, he felt grateful. Looking back, he realized that kindness isn't always soft or simple. Sometimes it's terrifying, sometimes it costs you sleep, money, and comfort, but it gives you something far greater in return. Lily and Rose grew into confident, joyful girls. They volunteered at shelters as teens. They spoke openly about their past to help other kids feel less alone. And every night before bed, they hugged their dad a little tighter, knowing what it meant to be chosen. David often thought about that roadside stand and how close he came to driving past. One small decision, one act of kindness, had rewritten 4 lives, and that's the truth we sometimes forget. Kindness doesn't always change the whole world, but it can change someone's world completely. So if you ever find yourself standing at a crossroads, unsure whether to step in or walk away, remember this story. Remember that love can grow in the most unlikely places. And remember that when you choose kindness, you may never fully understand the impact, but someone else will carry it forever. If this story touched your heart, let it remind you that compassion still matters, that small acts can become life-changing miracles, and that every one of us has the power to be the reason someone feels safe, loved, and seen. Let's spread more kindness one choice at a time.